Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to my YouTube channel, the most independent channel in the YouTube. Can we take political decisions based on the soft power of nations? Is it wise to do that? For example, in the days of the Cold War, you could demonstrate to a person of the middle class here in Brazil that the United States actually supported the military coup here. And these people, they would acknowledge that. They would agree, yes, there are many problems with the United States. They likely supported the cruel, barbaric military regime that existed here in Brazil. Very likely the United States supported them. However, we still side with the United States because the Soviet Union would be even worse. This was the reasoning. The United States is bad, but not as bad as the Soviets. But then you could make yet other questions to these people. Do you know how the United States is ruled? Do you know how the democracy operates in the United States? Or do you know how the Communist Party of Russia rules there? So people don't know how to answer any of these questions. If you asked about how the American president is elected, they would not know how to say that. Is it a national vote? Is it a vote in each state? How is that done? How does that operate? People don't know. So people were unaware of how the democracy worked in the United States or how the Communist Party worked in Russia. They did not know both. The decision they had to side with the United States, in my opinion, was much more because the soft power of the United States was better, more influential here in Brazil than the Russian soft power. People supported the United States, in my opinion, because of the artistic production of the United States, Hollywood, the songs, the music, and so forth. This was the reason most Brazilians supported the United States. They did not know how democracy worked there. They did not know how communism worked in Russia. It was just the soft power that made these people support the United States. They would say the United States is the land of the free, the United States is the beacon of Western society, and so forth. And at the end of the day, all of this was because of the artistic production of the United States. So Hollywood, in my opinion, would be decisive, would be the final argument here in Brazil for people to support the United States. Right? Nowadays, the Soviets are gone, and we have now a dispute between China and the United States. If you take the trade of Brazil with China and the United States, the trade of Brazil with China is already superior, is already greater than the trade with the United States, right? However, overwhelmingly, the majority, the vast majority of Brazilians will support the United States against China. And again, ask these people, how was that Trump was elected? What happened in the United States? What ideas does Trump support? Who voted for him? Who sponsored him? What do the Democrats say? What is the political situation in the United States? People don't know. They simply don't know, right? If you ask about China, even less, right? Even less. But still they support the United States instead of China because of what? Because of the American soft power. At the end of the day, it is the American soft power that keeps the United States being the most influential country here in Brazil, being the United States the preference of Brazilians regarding economic or political leaders in the world. Right? And then it comes to me, what do I choose? I would say I choose China for the exact same reason, right? Because I don't know how the Communist Party operates in China, and I don't know how democracy operates in the United States. Neither. All I know is that Chinese philosophical production is, for me, way better than the Western philosophical production. So I don't hide this. Everybody who follows this channel knows that I am a person with schizophrenia. And I find the ideas of Chinese philosophers far more comforting to me than the ideas, for example, of psychoanalysis in the United States. It is clear for me that I am more welcome into Chinese thought than into Western thought. You see, Chinese thought resonates much more to me, way more to me. I prefer that. I prefer Zushi than Freud. I prefer Lao Tse than Lacan, and so forth. I prefer the movie The Story of Q Ju way more than Forrest Gump. American production does not resonate with me at all, whereas Chinese production has some resonation with me, right? So I prefer much more Chinese soft power than American soft power. And that is the reason I choose China. A person could argue with me, but you are supporting a dictatorship. I don't know. I don't know. How does the Chinese Communist Party really operates there? Aren't there consultations in the population? Don't they have a system there that perhaps is as democratic as the American one? I don't know. I don't know. My decision is based only on the soft power. A soft power of a country who seems to be more peaceful, who seems to be more collaborative, less competitive, who seems to be interested in world peace much more than the United States. It seems they try to show up more friendly and more collaborative. And that's the reason, at the end of the day, that I support China. Because of the soft power, because of the Chinese philosophy. It's not Chinese politics that drives me to support China, but Chinese philosophy, right? People say, but you don't have in China the freedom we have in the United States. The United States is the beacon of freedom, the greatest defender of Western values and Western art and so forth, right? Yeah, I cannot know that. Is it true that you don't have freedom in China? I don't know. Is it true that the United States is this free country? So difficult to know as well. So many things at stake, right? People would say perhaps that in China they alleviated poverty. It seems a fact that in China they alleviated poverty, right? It seems that this is indisputable. Isn't that a good thing to alleviate poverty? I think so, right? And so forth. I cannot know who sponsors Trump. Why is the United States attacking Iran? So many difficult questions, unanswerable questions. And that is the reason I think in the days of the Cold War, many Brazilians would support the United States. So many difficult questions. Is the United States keeping this military coup in Brazil? Are the Soviets promoting unrest in Brazil with their secret agents or whoever? What the hell is going on? People could not know what was going on in those days, yet they preferred the United States because mainly of Hollywood and other artistic productions from the United States, right? And at the end of the day, that's the exact same reason I support China, right? Thank you for your attention and keep following my YouTube channel.